XOXO, got the girl. Pose. Good morrow and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, I'm not sure how you got here, but certainly I'm glad you came. And if you are new here, well, you're in for a treat. All right, if you enjoy chaotic, frenetic energy and someone reacting to your unpopular opinions, someone you probably don't even know, then you are in the right place, and I suggest you go on ahead and subscribe. While you're here, go ahead and hit that notifications bell so then that way you know every time I upload some mediocre content for you. All right, also all my socials, I'm on Twitter, I am on Instagram, I am on Twitch. I am so excited for all of these things. I'm also on TikTok. I think I'm actually going to create a separate TikTok account where I just answer your questions about content creating. We'll see. Let me know if you're interested in that. Anyways, by dropping a shrug emoji. All right.
Hi, hello. I know I'm going to sound like I'm coming from a tin can, but I have been experimenting with varying parts of my setup. So if y'all will bear with me for probably the next month or so, it'll get better, I promise. Okay, back to the video.
So I asked y'all, I feel like maybe 1 or 2 weeks ago, what your unpopular opinions are, and I am now ready to react to them. I asked on Instagram and I also asked on the community tab. The community tab had a shit ton of stuff, so I might be answering those first, and if I don't have enough space in this video to finish all of them, we'll try another one. We'll add more. We'll just keep doing it. So here we go. Unpopular opinions. I hate the smell and taste of coffee, and I'm not excited that Tati is back. The same people who were on the Tati hate train are applauding her return. I don't like the smell of coffee because I think that it smells like shit. Literally. Like when you walk out of your house after you've made coffee and then you walk back in, it smells like somebody shit in your house. That's always like the way that I feel about it. It's just, it smells like shit. How many times am I gonna say that? But I do like the taste. But also, like, do I, because I put a lot of sugar and cream in it, so it's like, do I like the taste of coffee? But I also have like ice cream type coffees, like dulce de leche. I'm looking at it right now, like vanilla bean, peanut butter cup. I have a lot of like frou-frou coffee. I am also, I would agree with you, I am not excited that Tati is back. In fact, I'm very irritated. It's funny that I do this today. I got so irritated because I saw that they were talking about the Catrice True Skin, and I was like, oh shit. That's also jealousy and petty me. So yeah, I will also agree that a lot of the people who ran, you know, Tati off and were like, we're done with you, you need to leave, are again the very same people who are like screaming, yay, Tati's back. I mean, hypocrisy is hypocrisy, and we all play a game. So like, I'll do that. The next one is, I feel like Disney and all their theme parks are overrated. Have a great rest of your day. I agree, Amy. I don't like any of that. Here's the thing. I get that people have like their weird Disney and stuff. I think it's weird. It's, if you enjoy Disney, it's fine. But I feel like there's this like almost creepy obsession with Disney, and I don't get it. Like, I just don't get it. And people get so excited to go to the theme park. I don't enjoy that. I don't like standing in the heat, waiting to get on a ride that's gonna last me all of, 45 seconds to a minute, maybe 90 minutes, or 90 seconds. I don't want to pay exorbitant prices for a bottle of water. Like, none of that is fun for me. If I go, it has to be, like, here in Texas, we have Six Flags Over Texas. If I go there, fine, but I normally go, like, right when the park opens, ride all the rides, and then I'm out. Like, ride everything I want to ride, and I'm out. I feel like it is overrated. I feel like I don't know. I don't have children. It's just weird to me, I guess. It's fine. I agree with you. Unpopular opinion. I prefer when YouTubers give us their unpopular opinions instead of reading their audience unpopular opinions. I agree, because I do have unpopular opinions. Here's one for me. I think that marriage should be abolished. Here's why. Because marriage in and of itself is a capitalist endeavor and was created as an exchange of property. And until marriage is abolished, it is very hard for people to escape the gender roles and the gender norms that are part of marriage. You might be fine when you are just dating or when you're just living together, but somehow the second marriage comes in, gender roles seem to fall back in place. And I think the only way to break that is to abolish marriage.
Burn the witch!
Ooh, I like this one. Unpopular opinion number 394. All Americans, especially whites, should be required to be bilingual in a critical language and spend at least a year abroad in the country whose language they chose to learn. And then they named a bunch of languages, some of which I can't pronounce, but like Arabic, Bengali, Chinese, Hindi, Indonesian, Punjabi, Russian, Swahili, Turkish, and Urdu are the top 15. There's more, I didn't say all 15. This means learning the language from childhood. If you learn a language and identify with its people, it's really hard not to have a worldview of things. Would solve quite a bit of attitude in this place, but what do I know? I'm only a second language acquisition educator. I fully agree with that. I think that especially in America, we just don't ever leave. And I feel like a lot of our worldview is shaped by the washing and watering down of not only America's history and very bloody and disgusting history, but it's also in how America shapes how other countries look to us. For instance, just finding out how many people started learning, especially with social media, that Africa is beautiful and thriving and gorgeous, and we are seeing like the images that we're shown in our country is one of starvation and poor people. Like the small child that comes to mind is like the small child with the pot belly and the flies around their head and they're crying. This is the image that we are given of other countries, and I feel like it's very important for us to go there, not trying to colonize it, trying to go and like learn and understand other countries so that we stop having this very American-centric view of the world. All right, that was heavy, so move on. Unpopular opinion, I still like powder face products and I like looking naturally matte, if that makes sense. The dewy tray can keep on rolling without me. You know what, that's fine. I think, here's the thing. I think you can definitely be naturally matte. I think one of the reasons that so many of us oily face bitches are very excited and happy that there's a dewy, look at me glowing today, happy about the dewy revolution is because we felt like for so long, we kind of had to force our faces to fit this like matte stereotype. Like my mom likes being matte. My mom doesn't want to be dewy, and that's fine. I think that just moving into more of a realm where people can choose and feel more comfortable about how they want their skin to look. And I think even other beauty YouTubers creating content can feel more comfortable not feeling like they have to be matte or dewy. You know what I mean? You do you and what makes you happy. So have that naturally matte face. My mama does it too. Oh, I'm gonna get mad at you. Just kidding. This is from 93 Brunt that says the Essence/Princess mascara is not actually good. Also, it's like $5 in Canada, so not that great of a deal either. Okay, first of all, I love that mascara, but I can understand because I've heard some people who just it doesn't vibe with them. And that is the thing I'm trying to be more cognizant of is when I'm talking about price, which is one of the reasons that you'll notice that I very rarely discuss price on my channel. And it's specifically because I know that there are people from other parts of the world who do watch my channel. I can actually go look at the analytics, and it's, in my opinion, smarter for me to not consistently say that something is inexpensive. If I do, I say it's relatively inexpensive in the US is something that I'm really working on. Because of things like this, right? Here, it might be super cheap, but like, cause I think here it's like $3.99 or $4.99, I can't remember. It might be about the same price, but I still try to be cognizant of the fact that like what might be considered cheap in America, once imported, it's like far more expensive, plus all the duties and the fees and all of that shit. So I would agree with you there that like something that might be a great deal here is not necessarily a great deal overseas. And I use overseas loosely. I'm not just saying like, I'm just saying everywhere, sorry. Ooh, Friends isn't funny, and I'm so over the hype about the reunion. I think it's Aaron Phillips. I agree. Friends to me has literally never been funny. I feel like the only thing that I ever found funny was Smelly Cat. That was it. And that's because I had cats. And I would sing that to them, because if you've ever fed your cat wet food and then they poop, you will sing that song. And I just don't care for Friends. Like, and here's the thing too, my media opinion, is I feel like the more that they keep doing these Friends reunions and all this stuff, the harder and harder it is for other people who are trying to continue to have an acting career to like distance themselves from Friends. You know what I mean? Like, Jennifer Aniston and Courtney Cox, for the most part, have had fairly good careers outside of Friends. But I feel like everybody else, and I think Lisa Kudrow did as well, but I feel like the men just didn't fare well because they weren't interesting in the first place. But I feel like every time this happens, they get bumped right back into that Friends thing, and I feel like the fans won't let them move on. And I think that that's another reason why I don't get excited about it. Like, let them move on. Let them do other things, please. Stop trying to make Friends happen again. Stop. Sarah Allegra, I hate summer, I hate being hot, I hate being sweaty. Heat makes my chronic migraines flare even worse, and I feel personally attacked every time I hear someone get excited about summer. Unless you're getting a break from school, there's no reason to be happy about summer. Sarah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I hate it. I despise being hot. I am tired of being sweaty. You can't even take a shower. Like, it's so hard. You have to wait for very specific times of the day to be able to take a shower so that you're not sweating in the shower, so that when you get out, you're not sweating. It feels like you just never stop sweating. You sweat from the moment you get up to the moment you go to bed. It's never ending. You're sticky all the time. I hate feeling sticky. You get sweaty cheeks. I just don't like any of it. I don't like it. Yes, I'm talking about the downstairs cheeks. You get sweaty cheeks. There's a whole lot of wet situations happening in your body that you're just like, I really didn't want any of this. Like water pooling around. Like, yeah, I agree. Sorry if that was really descriptive, but I don't like it. I don't like being hot. I hate it. And of course I live in Texas, a hot state. And summer hasn't even really gotten underway yet. It's July. And we're gonna have summer until like October, November, like we do every year, and I hate it. I have to get out of here. Someone save me.
Sugar daddy?
Very unpopular. It's culture appropriation whenever a culture is taken out of context and distorted to fit an aesthetic. Doesn't matter if the culture is oppressed or not. I don't think that that is unpopular. Here's the thing, to a degree. So the problem with cultural appropriation is that it does often come from a place of power. So you are able to wear other cultures and then take them off and feel no negative effects of having taken it. The thing is, for so long, oppressors have been able to consistently do this, and then people couldn't say anything, and when they did, they were panned or pushed down, right? So if you are, like in America, obviously, if you are white and you decide you're going to wear Korean culture, you can do so without fear of anyone really making you not do that. You don't ever have to have someone say, you can't do that, and for you to realize that you cannot, right? If you are part of the marginalized or oppressed, if you decide to do it, let's say that you are Latino or Latin, you decide that you want to wear Korean culture, other Koreans will tell you why, and because you know what it's like to be marginalized, you have more respect to say, I am sorry, I did not realize that that was important to your culture in this way or that way. Much like I would do if I was wearing something and somebody Native American told me, like, Audra, you can't do that because this is the significance in my culture. Knowing how it feels to have our culture taken from us in multiple ways, I'm able to look to them and say, you know, I'm very sorry, I did not mean to disrespect your culture, let me do my thing. However, oppressors more likely tend to just shrug it off and be like, it's not a big deal, stop gatekeeping it. And that's where the issue comes in. But it's almost always used to fit an aesthetic. So I agree with you there. Unpopular opinion from Chelsea's 1977. Rush is not that great of a band. I agree. I hate Rush. I cannot stand, like, I like the opening of Tom Sawyer. That's it. Like, that's all. bam, 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 bam. Like, but after that, like, I can't. I do not like Rush. I don't think that they're great. I know the people who love Rush are gonna come rushing at me to like be mad and be like, how can you not? I don't like Rush. It's not a good time for me. Like, it's not fun. It's not a great band. I'm sorry, I agree. Bernadette has several unpopular opinions and said, and probably this is why I'm not fun at parties. Actually, no, I'm not fun at parties because I'm not going into any same. But here they are. Rihanna is overhyped. Disagree. Rihanna is fantastic. Making the bed is literally useless and it does not make someone productive. I agree with you there. The only reason that I make my bed is because as a neurodivergent person, making my bed signals that I am done with that and I'm starting my day. But otherwise, I agree. The Friends series are actually unfunny. Agree with you. Love at first sight is a scam because real love is actually a ton of work. Agree and disagree. I don't think that you love someone at first sight. I think that you lust them at first sight, but I don't think real love should take the amount of work that we have been conditioned to believe. We have been conditioned to believe that love is very struggle and filled with struggle because media tells us so. We watch so many movies and television shows where every romance is just like the struggle to get there. I don't think it should be that much work, and I think that we are setting ourselves up for a lot of toxic relationships that way. I could do a video on it, but I don't think anybody's interested. Okay, people 100% know what they are doing, so when they hurt you, it is not a mistake, but they test your boundaries and limits. Agree. Agree. I think most people do. There are people who don't. Very few, but most people know what they are doing when they start testing your boundaries. The Notebook movie was pretty boring. I have actually never seen it. I have no desire to, so I will agree with you there. He said I could go on forever, but I don't want people to hate me. Nobody hates you. I love that. That was a good time. All right, we have time for a few more. Unpopular opinion, peanut butter is disgusting. I've hated it since I was a kid. Peanut butter in things like cookies is fine though, but that's probably due to the sugar. Andrea, I agree with you. Peanut butter is not good. The flavor of peanut butter is good. And I especially hate peanut butter with chocolate. I don't mind peanut butter with dark chocolate. It's supposed to complement dark chocolate. Every time you put peanut butter with milk chocolate though, it tastes like vomit in my mouth. Ooh, Zahida 80 coming in with hot fire. Unpopular opinion, mothers who are paid minimum wage should stay at home and raise their own kids instead of most of their wages going towards someone else raising your child. It doesn't make economical or social sense. Notice I said minimum wage earners. I'm not talking about professionals with a good paying career. I actually agree with you. In fact, when I was married and my ex-husband at the time was considering having children, I mostly say him because I really had no desire, but I was trying to be a dutiful wife at the time. Don't do that, kids. But I brought up that I should stay home, and he was very against it. And I was like, but my entire salary would literally be going to paying for childcare, and we're not allowed to have more than 6 weeks off, and even that isn't paid very well if it's paid at all. So once you pass that, then you have to just dump your newborn baby off with some strangers to take care of it, and newborn babies are very, very expensive in childcare. I've known multiple people who've had babies. I don't know why. That was their decision. Good luck to them. But it's so expensive. Because of the constant care for a newborn. A newborn is not able to just like get up and move around and do it. Like they have to feed and follow all these schedules. You may have creams and salves that you have to put on this baby. I would agree with you there. Now, nobody come get mad at me, but I do think that minimum wage mothers should be able to just stay home and take care of their child, because it does, I think, one, the emotional stress of having to not be able to be with your baby in the most formative time of their lives is horrific. It is a form of abuse, in my opinion, of capitalism to force women to part from their children like that. Katie. Katie came in and said, I hate ASMR. It makes me uncomfortable. You know what? It kind of does me too. There's something about somebody whispering to me that like slightly, like I feel weird. Like, why are you whispering? Like, I get it. I understand the science of it. But like, I always kind of sit there being like, you're whispering and it makes me feel weird. Like, why are we whispering? Hannah came in with mint is gross, and I agree. Mint is disgusting, and I say that mostly because mint actually fucks up my stomach. Like, sincerely, every time I have mint, my stomach just goes into like the literal toilet at this point. And it is a nightmare. And I hate it because every time my stomach is upset, somebody's like, here, have a peppermint. I'm like, no, thank you, no. And they're like, it'll settle your stomach. I'm like, not mine, it'll make it worse. It twists and it turns. It's horrific. Mint is gross. Unpopular but correct opinion. Toilet paper rolls should hang underhand. Actually, yes. I'm gonna, well actually, yes, it should not hang overhand. Overhand, you use way more toilet paper than you normally would use. If you do it underhand, you use less. You use the exact amount you're supposed to use instead of like, you know, like a cat with the toilet paper. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with you. All right, now I have a couple that I'm going to be able to pull from Instagram, and here we go. Rosie said, I miss working with some of my coworkers, the cool ones that make coffee, tea, lunch, and water fun. I understand that. I personally have to disagree because I don't like it. I don't like anything to do with it. I don't like coworkers who think that we are friends. We are not friends. We are friends by proximity, but not actual friends. I don't want to go to lunch with you. I don't care how your weekend was. I don't care how your night was. I don't care about your relationship problems. I don't care about your cat. I might care about your dog. But like, I literally don't like, but that's me, right? I compartmentalize. And to me, work is a place for work. I don't go there to make friends. I don't go there to hang out. I literally want to go in and work. And this is one of the problems of being a neurodivergent person is I don't give a shit about any of that. I just, like, I come here to work, and it's not set up. Capitalism is not set up for neurodivergent people because I don't care about that. I just want to come in. This is a place where there's an exchange happening. I come to make money. I do my work. You give me money. But I understand people who do feel like that. I just don't. Here's one from Raw Paint. Oh, Tree came in. Raw Paint Blog said, meritocracies only exist for cis white men and occasionally women. I fully agree with that. Merit is a lie for everyone else because we don't get things on our merit, honestly. Like, we don't. That's not how it works. We'd like for it to, but it just doesn't. We've all seen it in our jobs. I have time for uno más. All right. This is the last one I'm going to do today. Let me know if you want to see more of these unpopular opinion videos because I love doing them because I get to see what y'all say. So the last one is from Tama, and it says, first, no, it was congratulating me on getting a job. The second is, going to therapy is a privilege, mostly for rich people. I wholeheartedly agree. And I think that this is where a lot of us who don't have the privilege of going to therapy sometimes are a little harsh. If you have the money to go and you're just complaining and then you don't go to therapy. For instance, on YouTube, when we see very wealthy YouTubers complaining about their issues and seeming like they're not going to therapy, they haven't made any mention of having a therapist, I feel like this is where the disconnect comes in, where I feel like we do get a little nasty, like, girl, go to therapy. Like, that's what, you have money, go do this thing. Because the rest of us can't afford it. So we just have to suffer in silence and be like, this sucks. I'm in so much pain. I need all of this help and I cannot afford it. And in the US, a lot of therapists do not accept insurance. It makes sense as to why they don't. It's specifically because if your insurance only pays up to a certain amount, which a lot of our insurance companies will only pay like 2 or 3 sessions of therapy. And then if you can't afford to pay for it on your own, then you just can't come back and you're left not getting treatment, right? So you have to pay out of pocket, and most of us can't afford that. And even if we can afford to go to a few sessions, we just can't afford like regular sessions to get ourselves sorted out. So I wholeheartedly agree with that. I am done. I feel like I ended on a bad, not fun note, but hey, it is what it is. I appreciate all of you who send in your submissions. Seriously, y'all make this so much fun. I enjoy being able to interact with y'all. That's it. Like, yeah, that's it. That's the video. I like interacting with y'all. I had such a good time doing this. If y'all had fun doing it, do me a favor. Give this video a thumbs up. So then that way the algorithm goddess can continue pushing me further down into the algorithm. And that allows me to do whatever the fuck I want. All right. As usual, huge shout out to my patrons and spooky babies. Yeah. All right, you know the drill. It costs $0 to be kind. Don't get stepped on. Just be kind. Because if you don't take care of your soul, I'm sure as hell coming for yours. And as we all know, I have the facilities to do so. Until next time, XOXO. Got the girl. I can do this because I am a winner and I look like a whole video game character. The cosplay is me. I am my own cosplay. Oh my god, that was intense. You're welcome. Who am I? That was really weird. Wait, that's my alien sound. I'm an unsexed robot.